Are you tired of the typical libraries with conventional music that makes you feel meh? Introducing Leerecs.com, the music website made for and by minds like you. Our team are lifelong musicians and producers in love with music. Search the Leerecs music catalogs and find music with guaranteed originality. Mark the difference with music of signature at Leerecs.com.
Something's got a hold of me. Should know better than to run away from something I can see. Fear is trapped deep inside while I wait past the time. Peace of mind is evaporated, dissipated. Look away, feel it near, and when I stare it disappears. Can't believe what my mind is telling me. Wish I could say that the symptoms go away, but they don't. Can I say that everything is okay?
So this is the Fear. Fear is a song, just wonderful, amazing. You know, what a voice. The intro is just fantastic. We have its author here, and it's Chrismarsol. Hi Chris, how's it going?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Very good. I'm very, very glad to have you. What can I say? I mean, there's so many influences, so many different genres. It's like crossroads, and still wonderful, wonderful song. You know, tell us a little bit about you and this song in particular.
Well, so this song's part of a EP that's coming out January 14th called Time is the Circus. And I created this project during the lockdowns, during the pandemic. And, you know, I was feeling like a lot of people. I was feeling isolated. I was feeling disconnected. I was feeling anxiety. I had all of these, you know, emotions going on. And that's sort of where the concept of the project came out. So The Fear was like the first song of the project that I created. And it really speaks to the different the different emotions that I was going through during that time.
Thank you. Do you feel that there was a search while you were creating this project?
Yeah, I think on a couple of different levels there was a search. You know, musically there was definitely a search because you know, the last kind of project that I put out was a while ago. It was back in 2010, and that was more of a rock thing. I created it with a band, and we kind of created it the old-fashioned way, where like I wrote the songs and then we rehearsed it and practiced it. Then we went to the studio, we recorded it live, and that kind of thing. So I was like on a journey to try to find my own vibe. You know, I knew that I wouldn't have the band available. I knew I wanted to go in a different direction musically. So, you know, I went through a pretty frustrating process to try to find my sound and my vibe. And so yeah, there was definitely a search on that end. And then I think also emotionally, I think there was a search because just trying to make sense of what was going on. You know, it was a lot happening at one time. I mean, in my where I'm at, I live in the San Francisco Bay Area. You know, there's just a lot going on at that time, and so I think this project was kind of a way for me to try to make sense of what was happening and maybe like an outlet as well. So yeah, I think it was a lot of searching going on with this project for sure.
You know, you called it the fear. What do you think is the fear?
Well, I think the fear is, sometimes when you're afraid of something, you don't know whether it's a rational fear, like something you should fear, something that is real, or if it's something that you're projecting in your mind, an irrational fear or whatever. So I think the song is really about just kind of questioning whether the fear is real. It's the difference between, understanding what is real and what isn't, and wondering if you're kind of creating fear that doesn't actually exist. It's kind of like a question. The song is really kind of like a question,
Yeah.
I think.
A lot of times, everybody is going through these scenarios in your head, making up the terrible things that could happen, and giving an outlet to the fear, and at the same
Right.
time, all of that is in your head, and we don't know how many opportunities we miss based out of that is just created in your head only by you. Obviously there's the like you were saying, the rational fear to objective, tangible threats, but there's also the other part, the other side, where we're running through all of these terrible things that maybe will never happen, but we don't know the opportunities, the risks that we don't take, as somebody out or apply for a job or pick up an instrument.
I couldn't agree more. I remember before writing that song, I spent a week meditating on the ways that fear kind of, infiltrated my life and was holding me back or causing me pain. And I remember journaling a lot about it as well. And that kind of led to the song. So, I think, like you said, taking a minute to have that self-reflection and think about, am I doing this out of love? Am I doing this because I want to, or am I doing this because I'm afraid? Am I doing this to get what I want, or am I doing this to run from what I don't want?
That's so insightful. Yeah. So when you decided to leave your previous project, your band, change the style, why do you think you did that?
I don't know, maybe because I'm a Gemini, because I get bored, doing the same thing over and over again. I'm always, for me, the whole, I guess, the juice of the music, or even acting, because I do acting too. The thing that I enjoy about music and acting is exploration. If I know where I'm going, then it's just not as fun. And it's not as interesting. So it's kind of scary at the same time, but it's sort of the reason why I do it. So I've also grown a lot and changed since that project. It's been a long time. And I think I'm just trying to find the vibe and the way of saying something that reflects who I am right now today versus who I was back then. So, I think just every artist grows and evolves, and, it's just a natural process, I think.
Yeah. So do you feel when you were doing rock or something that sounded more obviously to rock, were you feeling that was that was what you wanted to do back then, or is this where you have arrived right now to this amalgamation, eclectic sound? Is it more you, or it's just you were that back then and this is you now?
That's a really good question. I think back then, well, first of all, let me just say this. I am influenced by all kinds of music. I mean, all kinds of music, all kinds of artists. So let's just start there. So back when I did the rock thing, I mean, theoretically, I could have done a bunch of different types of music that I was influenced by, but I think I intentionally went the rock direction because that reflected what I had to say and what I was feeling at the time, So I think back then it was intentional. I took all these different styles of music that I was influenced by, and I made a purposeful choice to go in a rock kind of direction. Whereas this time around, I just said to hell with it. I didn't think about styles or genres or influences, or there was no intention. I literally just gave up trying to make it into something, and I just let go of it, and I just accepted what it was. I mean, I'm saying it like it was a neat process, and I had this like epiphany moment, but it really wasn't like that. It was really messy, and it was a struggle, and it was a lot of deleting and a lot of throwing stuff in the trash and starting over, and there was a lot of thinking I had it, but then listening to it again, a few months later. And I mean, I've already had a whole EP done that I was going to release that I completely deleted.
Really?
So yeah, so it was a real frustrating process. So I don't mean to make it sound like it was clean and easy, but at some point I just let go. I completely just stopped trying to make it into anything, and just went with what I was feeling, and I just knew it when I heard it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I made it, I don't know, in my soul, I just knew it was right, and that was all I needed. I didn't need to try to fit it into any box of genre or style or anything like that. I just kind of just let go.
That's when it happens. A lot of creative process is like that. It's messy and chaotic and arbitrary, and
yeah,
you're wondering yourself continuously, why am I wasting time on this? Is this for anything? Where am I going? Yeah. It's good that you didn't let those fears or questioning or setbacks disencourage you, and you arrived to this final destination, which I can tell is fantastic. Really, really good job.
Oh, well, thank you. When you have this thing that you have to get out, I mean, again, I've got all these, at the time that it's happening, I have all of these emotions and all of this turmoil, and I'm trying to figure out my sound, and it's just this need to get it out. And even if I wanted to give up or stop, there's no way I could. There's just no way. It had to be birthed, or else I think the only other option is insanity. It just had to come out. It had to come out.
Well, I celebrate, and we celebrate that you carried all the way out your work to these wonderful results. Again, is January 14th next year. Obviously. Time is a Circus. Is that right?
That's right. Time is a Circus.
And you have, is that five songs?
Right. 5 songs.
5 songs. Well, wonderful. I think the next we'd be asking you where do you want to go? Where do you want to go next?
Well, if you would have asked me where I wanted to go next before I created the CP, I wouldn't have had any idea. So, and then if you would have asked me before that where I was going to go next, I could have told you exactly where I was going, and I ended up going somewhere completely different. So I have no idea, and that's the fun of it. That's why I do it. I don't know. I don't know what's next. I don't have. I just live life, man. I just live life, and the direction just finds me, and I just pay attention to it, and I accept it. I don't fight against it.
That's a good philosophy. But if you had to, did you think about it? If you had to, if you had to design your desire, your preferred outcome, did you ever think about it?
No, I try to just stay in the moment. I don't really try to think too far ahead. I actually learned this. It's funny enough. I kind of learned this from acting, actually. Sort of just staying in the moment and not trying to control the thing, and not try to plan the thing, and just putting it out into the universe, and then allowing things to happen organically, But all I can say is I'm just gonna keep making music. I'm gonna keep exploring. All I can guarantee you is that whatever I put out next is not gonna sound anything like what I'm putting out on the 14th. So I don't know where I'm going, but I'm not staying here. That's all I know.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's an awesome response. Fantastic. All right. So, you had to give an advice to your younger self, or somebody who's wanting to get started making music. What do you think that'd be?
Well, I'm thinking about this project that I put out, and it's probably the first time in a very, very long time, if ever, that I just kind of put out what I was feeling, and I didn't allow my brain to get in the way. I kind of just was able to completely let go of the outcome, of control, of trying to make it into anything in particular, and I really just allowed it to be what it is. And so I think my advice would be, control is an illusion, and when it comes to creativity, I think it's already inside of us, and all we really need to do is just get out of the way and just allow it to come out. So I think that means not trying to control it, not trying to force it, and just let go. Let go of the control, let go of the reins, and just allow it to come through. I think that would be my advice to myself,
Which is good. And can apply to, many facets of our lives.
I agree.
Well, okay, so this is The Fear, and part of an EP out on January 14th. Chrismarsol, wonderful artist. Thank you so much for your time, and hopefully we'll stay in touch, and all the best until the next one.
Thank you. I really appreciated our chat. It was dope. And for those who want to find me, you can find me at chrismarsolcreates.com. And yeah, I look forward to sharing my new project with everyone on January 14th. Super excited about it.
It's not. Time is a circus. January 14th, Chrismarsol. All the best. Let's enjoy more of The Fear.
There's nothing there, run away and don't stop or turn around. It can smell the fear, you run but never far enough away. Check my closets and underneath my bed, but instead it's in my head now. How do I get rid of it? It infiltrated every single cell in my mind, and the problems in the mirror can't deny or run away. I try my best to push away, find a way, but in the end it always stays. Can't run from myself, don't wanna fight this away. If the vision is so real, how do you fight away the fear? There's nothing real.
Are you tired of the typical libraries with conventional music that makes you feel meh? Introducing Leerecs.com, the music website made for and by minds like you. Our team are lifelong musicians and producers in love with music. Search the Leerecs music catalogs and find music with guaranteed originality. Mark the difference with music of signature at Leerecs.com.